So, hi, I'll introduce myself. My name's Jesse. I work at a salon, a hair salon. We have 3 locations, and I am looking into possibly a new booking system. We're going to look into 5 different booking systems: Mangomint, Boulevard, Phorest, Vagaro, and Aesthetics Pro. And I'm just going to give you guys some of my thoughts and what I think it would be best for, and what I like and what I don't like. I've reviewed a little bit of these previously. I've done a little bit of homework, if you will. So first off, we're going to start with Mangomint. And when I was playing around with this, I love that they have multiple different things that or businesses that they service: beauty studios, hair salons, med spas, skincare studios, all of that. And so I thought that was really cool. And something that I also thought that would be really, really good is for if you're looking for a med spa, they work with HIPAA laws. So you can have all those regulations built into your system. So when you're intaking a patient and you have all your patient records, you're staying HIPAA compliant. So I thought that was good. And to be honest, I found that across all of them, that they all have that option and capability. I think if you're looking into a med spa, there's one that I think is superior, and we'll get to that. Cons are, for this one, I would say it's a little, I'm an aesthetics person, so I like things to look good. And so the positive is that you can turn a lot of the branding into your own branding, but it will still say like provided by Mangomint. I don't love that. I would rather it be forward facing. This is my brand. Make it look like my brand and only my brand. So I thought that was really interesting. The other aesthetics that I'm like, oh, that's interesting, or I didn't really love, was it just seems like it's a little in its form basic, in the sense of it's kind of wordy, I guess. I prefer things to be like, if I'm looking for a report, it to say like, staff analytics, and then give me like a 3-word bleep of what it's going to show me. Is it going to show me their monthly services, their monthly retail, or whatever, depending on what I'm looking for? So I think some of them are a little heavy-handed in the report category, whereas I think maybe some things can be a little bit more condensed. So Boulevard, they do it all too. They do a med spa, salon, barber. But again, Boulevard's great. It's a little, I found that Mangomint and Boulevard seemed very similar, like almost like, won't say twins, but we might say like sisters. Their infrastructure looked the same to me. Their scheduling looked the same to me, like playing around with everything. It looked very, very, very similar to me. But they've got, their intake forms. You can send all the texts out. A lot of these places do that. But again, like if you're a med spa, they're all HIPAA compliant, but they've got a lot of features. Pricing, again, they're kind of in that. The last one was, the highest was $375. This one's $369. But I do love how transparent their pricing is. It doesn't look like Mangomint kind of limits that. But Boulevard, I've gone in here and I've played around a little bit with Boulevard. I like some of the things in like their calendar, how things can be color coded for everybody. But where it really counts for me, especially like having multiple locations and whatnot, is that everything's kind of integrated in here. So there's a whole inbox of text messages, which I do like. So you can relay if someone's running late or anything like that. Your clients can text you inspiration photos. So if you're looking for that, I think that's great. I like that in the reports area, everything is kind of really customizable. Like you can go in and create a report that gives you everything that you are looking for specifically. So someone in retail, if you have a retail manager, might not need a report that the stylist manager who's looking for their service numbers or their rebooking rates or whatnot. And you can go in and create like create a report, and they have templates. Like you can add a report here. You can do daily summary product sales. So let's add one really quick. And then you can go in and customize the report. So you can take out down here, you can take out like service count or service client count or whatnot. And then it looks like you can add things like net sales, new client count, like pre-book percentage. And then you could take out things like, I don't care about the service client count. Or the service count. Maybe I just want, and I don't care about the sales tax. Maybe I just want service sales per appointment, net sales, new client, and then if they pre-booked. So I'm looking for maybe like the new client sales. So I think that's really cool that you can customize that. Over here in marketing, I love, like, this is great. Mother's Day is coming up. So, you know, this is great for this. So you can do a campaign and then you can choose to not send to people. So if like you're not trying to target people that have been in the last 6 months, great. You know, it'd be hard to target just moms, I guess. But I love that that's in here, and it'll tell you how many people are estimated to receive it. Let's hit next. Let's see what it does. And then you can go in here and you can like create your whole different ad that you can send. You can put your logo, the location name, it'll add all of that and whatnot. And I'm sure you can upload images, you can change the template. So this is really great. There are some things that I don't love. Like, I don't love the front desk portion of it. I've seen other ones that have, like, when you log in, it has like little blocks like appointment book, register, estimated sales for the day, estimated sales for the month. As somebody who manages, I think that that is like really top of mind information, stuff that I want to log in and look at so I know how I'm going to move about my day. What am I going to do? Do I need to maybe run a day of discount and send out a blast text like, you know, 20% off all blowouts today only, like a surprise type thing, which was really cool, which is totally capable here. So that's all really quick information that I would like. Other than that, I think this is really great for a multi-location salon. Like over here, you can choose your different locations. Let's go to Santa Monica and see what it does. And whatnot. And I like that it takes you to the exact page. Like if I need to toggle between the two and I'm going into messages, it keeps me on the messages. So I think that's really cool. Here it looks like these are your sales for the day and whether the ticket's opened or closed, which I assume maybe means that the ticket is person's checked in, or the order status. Like, to me, it's not an order. We're doing services. So that's a little confusing, but I like that you can go in and look at the payments for the day, and if people paid cash or card or whatnot. So I think that's great. The things I love about Phorest are your POS software is included in it, and it just seems so intuitive and easy. Like, yes, it's basic looking, like you can kind of see their app here, but playing in it, it's like very clean, and it's like for the minimalist, I guess, and I can kind of be the minimalist. And like when it goes into the reports, like the reports are easy to find, easy to see, and there's not like 40 reports. Like, they've combined them so that if you pull one report, you're getting all the information I think that you need. The other thing I really like about them is that they will take almost all of their brand out of everything. They'll even go as far as to make you an app that will look like it's your own app. So for me, it would be like My Salon, and it would be my logo. You would go in and download it from the Google Play Store or the Apple Store, and it wouldn't say anything about Phorest in it at all. So you would be able to download, my client could download the app, go in and do all of their booking. They can even buy product through the app, which I think is really cool. Phorest will build all of the shipping cost into it. So I think that's really cool. And pricing for this is basically, they're the ones that do it based on how much you want, like how many features do you want to see. So they have your starter, grow, complete, advantage, and elite pro and elite ones. And I will say that they run pricing about the same of all of them. I think the highest I went was like 380 maybe. And then you can still do add-ons outside of that. So, which I thought was cool. But like even with their highest one, like you get two-way messaging. None of the other ones really mentioned anything about a two-way messaging. I believe Boulevard had that option. But 27,000 free text messages like that I can send out that's not two-way. And 7,500 two-way messages, which is really great. So if your client, stylist is running late or your esthetician is running late, like you can go in and send a quick text message, which I really like. Since I've been working with the rep, their customer service is amazing. So that will always get me too, is if I'm going to pick you, how are you going to treat me, or how available are you going to be for me to ask my questions and get the information that I need. The next one we'll go to is Vagaro. I know this one's pretty popular. And here they give you, like down here, I thought it was cool. Like they give you a bunch of studios that are already using it with their reviews, which I think that's a really neat thing. So if you're doing your research before you want to reach out and maybe grab a demo or anything like that, like go to their websites, check them out. You can get a lot of information off of their website, but I like that they give you real people's reviews on it. Although I don't see really any like low reviews. So, which I always love looking at. I mean, I know what reviews are. I know what people do in the reviews, but I still want to look a little bit. This one I thought was interesting because it was like not just limited to hair or aesthetics or med spa, but they move into like the personal trainer, the Pilates, massage. And so they have a lot, they have like fitness, wellness, and beauty. So I thought that was really kind of cool. They're tapping into a niche outside of just like hair or aesthetics or med spas. They've got all their business types, their features. I kind of like the way that they've set up their website, to be honest, because then I can just go in and click. I can easily see what they do. They offer an online store. It's new that they offer a POS. I did a little research on this like 2 weeks ago, and they didn't have that, which is really cool. It looks like they do a My Site, so they'll do your website for you, which I think is kind of neat. Well, okay, I said their website was cool, but maybe it's not, because I can't touch anything until there. But again, it looks like a lot of them, start to blend together, to be honest. I want to touch there we go. So yeah, it looks like they will help you create your website, which having it all, the design editor portion of it is really cool. So you get it all. The thing that I love about it is it's not giving me 5 different websites to go in and make one thing come together. Our current booking system is Mevo by Millennium, and they're great. Their customer service has been great. They're fairly easy to learn. They've got really great online trainings for when you onboard people. But it is a little bit like if I want to do a newsletter, I go into their newsletter section and it pops me up to a different window, or there's not a lot of like branding that I can do to the online booking site, which I don't love. Whereas Phorest, when I was talking to them, they'll actually integrate into my current website. I don't have to change anything or add my website into their platform because I have somebody that manages that. But I can quickly add that in. And so it almost looks like it's integrated into my current website. So there's no more work for me to do. It's just an additional thing to send off to my web developer. If you're new or you're building a website or your website's you're like not in love with it, or you're not updating it a ton, like having it inside of your booking system where it's all one, to me is really beneficial. And again, pricing and stuff like that, all of their stuff, these people go just by people, and they end at 7+, which I'm sure if you've got like 20 stylists or 20 estheticians or 20 Botox injectors, that it's going to be a little bit different pricing. This one is Aesthetics Pro. This one to me had nothing to do with a salon. They really look like they geared themselves to the Medi Spa only, which I'm a hair salon. We don't do aesthetics. We don't do nails. We stick to hair. We stick to what we know. And so there's a thing about that resonates with me is like, stick to what you know, stay in the lane, support the people at a high level in that field. And so I think if I were a medi spa, this is one that I would probably heavily look into, because it seems to have like all the things. Like they have EMR and e-records. I don't even really know what that is, but it's all in there, and it's all HIPAA compliant and whatnot. So you can look at all of their records. You get to do here it's talking about their injectable services, put in photos and do different things like how much Botox you put where or whatnot, or when, how much filler went here, which I think that's probably really cool for those people, because they can kind of make sure that they're maintaining what their customer is wanting. And the thing that also resonates with me is I'm pretty sure Mevo doesn't really service like aesthetics or anything like that. I'm pretty sure they're mostly hair and maybe massage. Aesthetics Pro has somebody that helps you with onboarding. They train. They have a client success manager, which with Mevo I do too. So I can just literally send an email to this person and they get back to me she's usually really great about like 30 minutes or so. So if I've got a quick question or whatnot, when they did an upgrade, we had to re-onboard everything. They handle you with like such care, and they've got, they check in with you. They set up, previews so you can go through and look and make sure all your clients are there or all your bookings are there or whatever when they're transitioning you over. And I know that if you were to switch, let's say you had, I don't know, Mangomint and you were going to move to Aesthetics Pro, it looks like they would be doing all of the transferring over, which we've acquired 2 salons, and those other 2 had different booking systems. And Mevo was so great about taking their system and putting everything in and kind of debugging it all. So it all made sense and all kind of worked really seamlessly with ours. But yeah, so to wrap between the ones that I have reviewed, I think that Phorest is a really great option, probably for a multi-location place. I think that they have some really cool customizations for your branding. I don't love that their online store doesn't allow you to ship outside of the state that you're in. So if I have an online store and a client moves to another state, that I can't ship to them anymore. So me, that's kind of a negative, because we do have an online store and I have had people ship, or we do ship outside of the state. So that would be kind of important to me. Boulevard's another great option for somebody with a multi-location or even like a single location. I like that it gives you, probably great for somebody who needs and likes all of the customization portion of it, likes having to have multiple reports that they can choose the customization versus like pre-done reports, which they still do have. But for somebody that's like, I don't want that and I want to take it down to the nuts and bolts of it, I think that's really cool. They're both very similar in their text and marketing options, which I think is really great. It seems like everything kind of is wrapped up into one. So I think this is another really great option for somebody either starting out with a salon and a team. But I think both of these are really great for teams. And I think something like Vagaro is probably really great for the independent stylist. Yeah, so these are my thoughts. Thanks for listening.